Makar. You have returned safely.
I'm sorry, great Deku Tree. I know you warned us many times, but still I did not listen.
Do not worry, Makar. You are safe now. Just be more careful from now on. You have done well, Link. I must thank you for your brave deeds. Here's that which I have promised you. Please accept it.
And so we finally achieve Boror's Pearl. Just one more pearl to go.
It is my hope that this pearl shall lead you into fair destiny. All is well, Makar. Do not cry. Please, play your songs for me as you always do.
Oh, that's right. We must begin our ceremony soon, before the day ends. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting. Let the ceremony begin. Oh, great Link. As my thanks to you, I shall play even harder than I normally do. I hope you enjoy it.
Great Deku Tree, this year has once again produced some splendid seeds. With these seeds, we will continue to spread new forests across the Great Sea. Let us go, Koroks, to the sea! See you all next year. Take care. Farewell, great swordsman. May the winds of chance bring us together again someday.
Oh yes, we will be seeing them again someday for a very long, really over-exaggerated side quest. It has to do with the forest water, which I'll grab here some other time when we start to get the chest to tackle that. Now, if you come over here at the back of the Forest Haven, there's this shop. Remember I told you earlier that there's a much easier, more, just all-around better way to get the blue potion instead of having to buy that rip-off price from any rats, or have to go around to every single island and pick up blue chew jelly. You over here and talk to this potion maker, and in exchange for just 4 Deku Baba seeds. Oh, I'm sorry, just had to. Anyway. They sound even funnier when they're sped up and they walk and they jingle like that. Yeah, so we get the blue potion just for that. And all you have to do, I mean, this place, think about it. Just go up and down through the entrance of the Forest Haven. Oh, this is hollow. You go up down the Forest Haven, just use the grappling hook to get the seeds from the Deku Babas, and just seriously, for 4 seeds, you easily get full magic and health recover. And considering you can get 4 bottles, that's just... There should be no reason. Zelda games are not Marvel for how difficult they are, but they are incredibly fun just all of themselves. How addictive they are, their gameplay, and depending on whether or not you want to go ahead and take on this new avenue, you can go ahead and... they're really great for speedrunning. They are tremendously great for speedrunning. But I digress. We come back after a save quit. We're back at the front of Forest Haven, and we have mail! Oh, it is evening. You know what letter? Here's your letter.
Dear Link, if you're reading this letter, I can only mean that you have peeked into one of our many post boxes. I am indebted to you. I am very sorry I let you leave without thanking you. Please accept my heartfelt apology along with my thanks. Cannot do much to help you, but we can at least do this. Get any letters and parcels for you, we'll deliver them to a post box near you. If you see any wiggling post boxes, please look inside them. I suppose you have a long way to go before your perilous journey is done. I've included a gift for you with my letter in the hope that it might help you. Please accept this small token. I look forward to the day we meet again. May fortune fill your wings.
From Kamali's father. Okay. Alright, and we finally get our third hard piece. Wow, I know we're going really slow with the collectibles here right now, and they're doing a lot of story-intensive stuff. There is going to be a point where, we just, hammer down, hammer down, and just, whatever usage we want. Where we get a whole, we just get down to getting all the, collectibles and items consumables and whatnot that we need to, fully power Link up to the max. Now, it has been a couple of days since doing this post-commentary. I kind of forgot what I'm trying to do here. It looks like I'm trying to go back up the forest. Oh, wait, yes, I remember now. Okay, there's two things that can be done here at the Forest Haven. One of which I have to come back for because, well, to be completely frank, I couldn't find it. The second one is the another major part of this playthrough, and that's the completion of the Nintendo Gallery, which I've mentioned in the prior parts. So, in order to get to the Nintendo Gallery, you first have to unlock a couple of things. That requires us going back up to the Forest Haven. Back up to the Deku Tree's crown, at the part where you got the Deku Leaf. You just head over on this way. Instead of going down where those arrows are made out of the bushes. You come out this way. We will get a small cutscene about where we want to look about hovering over to with the Deku Leaf. But since I want to get it right the first time, I'm just going to go ahead and take the time to change the wind direction so I don't have to worry about making any more mistakes. Now, you don't have to worry about coming back here, and in order to get to the gallery, you have to come back here every single time this way. Once you're over here, you'll be able to unlock a shortcut. So this guy, looks like he's holding it looks like a bag, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be an artist's canvas holder. He says you can use a telescope to figure out how to open it, otherwise only other members know how to do it. You need to hit that switch over there. And so we need to use our first assist of the Hoi pair. And for this small time, we get to control seagulls. This is the key to opening a couple of puzzles similar to this. You take a seagull with the Hoi pair. You get them to unlock certain things by hitting switches around some islands. Now, as long as you have control of the... you can also do some scouting, which I try to do here, but I never do this before. Apparently, it's being really stingy about how far it can go with the seagull. So, there will be enemies, airborne enemies, like the... well, I called them mini, yeah, see, using it to go. I called them mini Helmaroks because the Helmarok King is looks like a bigger version of them. They're actually called Koroks. So, yeah. Anyway, this sculptor is going to mention to us about the great wonders of the Nintendo Gallery. This is what you need the Picto Box for. Rather, we need an upgrade to the Picto Box because after he's done explaining this, that when we show him certain pictures with the Picto Box, or pictograph, you see the pictures that I took. They said they're no good because, well, they're in black and white, and he needs a color picture to be taken. So, it's for that reason that we're going to have to come back here a little bit later. A couple of things. In the meantime, there are some cool little tidbits, like you see a model of the pirate ship there. We'll go ahead and change the wind direction here. And change it to west. Now, I apologize if my audio will lag a little bit. My Dazzle started getting off sync here. So just a heads up. In the meantime, let's see what
this
Carl has
place
to say.
too has been attacked by Ganon. Could he already be regaining his power? Link, you must get the remaining pearl. It lies at a place northwest of here. We must set sail immediately.
And so to attain the last pearl, we're going to go ahead and do just that. Now, he says it's to... I know, I think... Oh, Do you say west? I don't know why. Never mind. Just disregard me. Okay, so first to get the map fish for the Forest Haven, we were technically handed the one for Dragon Roost Dragon Roost Isle because he makes us talk to him before we leave. And there's the Forest Haven. So we already got almost a whole column, or road done. No, yeah, column. He'll tell us about these merchants that we're going to need for yet another side quest, as you'd imagine. So, just taking note of that, we'll be heading out to the west, towards the Isle, where we will find the last pearl. In the meantime, of course, like I said prior, I'm going to be just getting the map fish locations for any major square or quadrant that we head to. I'm over here trying to show you the general course that we're going to take. Now, instead of going diagonally and getting the quadrants that way, we're actually going to go very solidly out 1 or 2 squares, up 1 or 2 squares, and then across over to the island that we need to get to. Now, you're going to notice me doing something really interesting here. I'm pulling out the sail and pulling it back in rapidly. This is called sail pumping. I'm only doing this simply for the fact that I have nothing else to do while I'm playing this. So, it does make you go a little bit faster than your top speed can, because you get a little bit of a boost at the initial part of opening your sail when it's with the wind. And then since you close it again and open it again, you get that small boost over time. So, it's more of a gradual benefit over time rather than an immediate one. Also, when I'm sailing along the sea like here, I'm going to go ahead and collect any little rings of light that I come across. And we can use the grappling hook to go ahead and fish them up. They'll usually contain rupees. Sometimes the bigger treasures will actually have much more valuable stuff that we have to get for 100%. That isle we'll have to deal with plenty later. Does look pretty nice. I do think Fire Island looks a little bit better at night, but that's just me. And so here we get the map fish for this location. We find that this is the Ice Ring Isle. And then, of course, he will tell us that there is some amazing treasure inside there. Now, that's just something you need to note for later, because the quest is actually going to be required to finish the game. They're going to want us to get that treasure, that special item that's in there, in order to finish what we need to. So in the meantime, like I said, we're just, instead of heading diagonally, we're going to head in very solid directions. So we're going to go head straight up north, and then proceed to sail pump our way up there. I guess I accidentally pulled out the Wind Waker. But yeah, just checking where I am. A lot of people, from what I understand, they like the fact that, in comparison to the empty Hyrule fields of other Zelda games, that there was plenty to do here on the Great Ocean, for which its theme I really like. But they also sort of complained, you had some people complaining about how it takes forever, you're sailing so long everywhere, and etc, etc. I personally think it's just fine. The only problem I have with it is how awkward it can be with live commentating over it. I mean, there's nothing really too much to talk about. I suppose I could talk about other things and other tangents or whatnot as we get the map fish for this location, which is the Private Oasis. So naturally, as you might imagine, pretty much almost all of these quadrants are going to have an island that are very important to the story, not just to finish the game, but of course since we're doing 100%. So yeah, we're just going to go straight up and then straight across now to the isle that we need to go to. So yeah, there were people who were saying that how it took forever, because remember, you're seeing this, if you listen to the music, it's being sped up 1.5 times. So yeah. A lot of people really like that there could be stuff, collectibles and whatnot that you could acquire along the way, and that there was stuff to do, but then you get people also saying that, oh well, it's just a bunch of sailing and whatnot, and it gets rather boring and tedious after a while. Admittingly, it can. However, the first time around, I don't remember having too much of a problem with it. The only one instance I had an issue with how long the sailing required, what made you take, was I'll make a note of it when it comes up. It's pretty much when you had to sail from one point of the Great Sea to the very bottom. So yeah, as you can imagine, it's almost like a marathon run going straight down. Now this is first of a bunch of themed islands, extra islands. These are called reefs, and depending on how many small islands are in the center will depend on how many eyed reef it is. As soon as the map fish gives us a picture, you'll see what I mean. So, yep, this is the 6-eyed reef. And so there is a 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1 reef. Don't really know what he's talking about here. Actually, no, I take it back. I just... Hold on. Never mind. You see, he says something about a ship outside of Windfall? I don't know. I digress. Let's just head on to where we need to go. And then I'll periodically be sail pumping for a little bit, once in a while, just in case it feels like a little disorienting to some people, for whatever reason. I actually just stop. It's a bad habit of mine. The reason I do have that bad habit, though, is because, wow, usually those Octoroks duck before you get close to them in the sea. I'm really surprised I ran into that one. Well, anyway, the reason I'm doing this and have these tidbits and whatnot of, faster means of getting through sections of the game is because, just to echo what I put in the first part of this playthrough, is that we are going to be doing a glitch run or a speed run of this game without the intent of going for any kind of record. Yeah, I'm just going to showcase it off because speedrunning is just incredible in and of itself. It's another way to experience the game. And when I started, granted, I picked a rather... Wind Waker is one of the more difficult games to speedrun, and even one of the more difficult ones of the Zelda games to speedrun. Another one being Twilight Princess, which, depending on how this one goes, I will do the same for that one as well. Yeah, he's going to tell us about the Rings of Light, about there's some treasures for them. Ones that have very powerful treasures will have, like, almost small pillars of light, and you see the difference when we get to that as well. We're coming up on the island that we need to for the third pearl, so I'll just finish up my thought here. How that is going to go is that, it's going to be kind of segmented. Again, it's meant to just showcase off how awesome this game could be for even after you've played it through. And if play it through again at 100%, there's still another way to experience it, and just so much neat stuff to go through in this game, or Zelda games altogether.
Alright. Look, Link, do you see it?
There's the same clouded ring as Dragon Rustyle.
What has happened to this place? What is the meaning of this? The island, it is... We are too late. I knew we had precious little time, but never suspected how little. A great water spirit named Jaboon once lived here, but no sign of him remains.
Oh there! Link? So, you're here. I've been looking for you. Are you by chance seeking the Great Spirit, Jaboon? I'm sorry to report to you that Jaboon can no longer be found here. Just look at how this place has been torn to pieces. I suppose this too is the work of the Shadow and Forsaken Fortress. But fear not, Jaboon was able to flee this island before it was attacked. He has a safer abode now. Would you like to guess where that abode may be? On the island where you were born. On Outset. Yet, even if you were to go to Outset now, you would not be able to see Jaboon. The cave where he hides is sealed with a mighty stone slab that repels all who try to pass it, and not even the pirates with their mighty ship can get in. I must apologize, Link. I thought if anyone would know of your whereabouts, it would be the pirates. I told them this tale without so much as a thought for the consequences. I don't know what they hoped to get, but they immediately set sail for Outset Island and tried to break into the cave. It is lucky they could not get entrance. I've heard that they were last spotted on Windfall Island, but doing what? I do not know. If you wish to see Jaboon, I think you'd better search for the pirates on Windfall Island. What an eerie isle this is. Everywhere else boasts clear skies and calm seas, but this place suffers under dark clouds and rain. Balu must have been right when he asked me to bring word of Jabun to you. He called this island cursed. I would counsel against staying here longer than you have to. But that is your decision. I have told you of Jabun, so my task is complete.
So, Jabun has survived. The sea spirit has lived through the trials of many long years. You must have caught wind of Ganon's attack beforehand. If we are to believe the words of the Rito postman, then the pirates know something about the cave where Jabun hides. Why don't we go first to Windfall and search for them there?
So, from you'll notice from what has transpired, we're actually not going to have a typical dungeon as we had with the last two pearls. This is going to be more of a... Well, it hits more on the adventure side than the action side of this game. First things first is sailing to Windfall and figure out what's going on there. Another thing you will notice is that apparently for each pearl there's a guardian that looks over it, a mighty spirit of the world. The sky spirit Jabun? No. I called Valu Jabun. Okay, the sky spirit is a dragon. Or Valu. Watches over Din's pearl. Whereas the great Deku tree follows over the green pearl, forest pearl. And naturally Jabun, a mighty water spirit, and probably be like a fish or a whale, watches over Nehru's pearl. In case any of you, since I'm doing this 100% playthrough for the benefit of others who haven't seen this speedrun of Wind Waker and or have not seen or got through Wind Waker at all, for whatever reason or another, is that the goddesses that made Hyrule are respectively called Din, Nehru, and Forward, each of which the pearls are named after. So in case you're wondering where the pearls and their significance, their color coding and whatnot comes from, it's from that. Rockspire Isle. I believe there's a... No, I take that back. Yeah, okay, this isle has a cave inside of it, but we're not going to be able to make it in there just yet. We need an item we're actually going to get from this leg of the journey, which we will be heading to. I'll show you my trajectory right there. We're going to just keep going along up, and then just take a hard right, and then head over to Windfall from there. Okay. This up here, these major cyclones. Remember back what Zephos told us? Yes, so Cyclos has made that cyclone. And do not be deceived, its radius, its catch radius is much wider than it seems, so I'm very careful about going around that. Now you don't lose or anything, but Cyclos will appear, and he will, since you can't do anything, you're powerless to get out of the cyclone, it will toss you at a random location, one of 8 locations. So it could actually make this a lot longer than we need it to be. So over here I'm just trying to take a chance to get my bearings to find the map fish for this location. I'm going to show you right now what this island is. It's the Mother and Child Isle. It's coincidental or ironic rather, that we've come across a cyclone out here because you need Cyclos' help in order to get into that island. He says that a beautiful fairy lives in there. Well, as before, when we got the expansion for... Actually, no, I take it back. We haven't seen one yet. Unlike the rather odd-looking Great Fairies in the other Zelda games, these Great Fairies actually look rather nice and very complemented by the cel-shading art style of the game. And matter of fact, we're actually going to go see one right now. So before we head over to Windfall to start investigating what the pirates are up to and why they've suddenly taken interest in Jabun, well, you know... You might figure, well, pirates, of course, are going after the treasure of that, but they do not know what they mess with. For all we know, if they get their hands on the pearl, then they're going to be suddenly the next target Ganondorf has. And I like Tetra, I don't want it. I go in there, I just cut that part out. That's just me resupplying... getting restocking on the, the fish bait that you see right there. Or rather, the all-purpose bait that we need to get a hold of the map fish for the locations that we need. I skipped getting other Hoi pairs because we honestly have enough for what we need, or we're going to need in the meantime. I can only think of one, maybe two other instances where we're going to need to use the Hoi pair to get a hold of more seagulls. So right now we just need to focus on the all-purpose bait to fill in the segments of the map. No, so you see there, the next quadrant over to the right is Windfall, but while we're at it, and you notice that we have 150 rupees out of 200. Let's go ahead and expand our wallet. You know, let's get a bigger wallet. There's a couple of fairies. I believe there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quote-unquote 6, possibly 7, depending whether or not you want to consider that one a great fairy visit. There are about 6 or 7 great fairies in the game, all of which will give you a very nice bonus to one of your items. This is the Northern Fairy Isle, just as much. There is a Southern, Western, and Eastern Fairy Isle, and there are a couple other fairies in certain other special locations. There is a message inside the box, but we're not going to open that till a little bit later. Come over here, we get an instance of Blue Chews, and they get the Blue Chew Jelly from these guys. Blue Chews are effectively rare. You can get one of them on certain islands, such as the Fairy Islands and whatnot. They have an electric aura around them, which is rather annoying because it will shock Link unless you use the boomerang to knock them out. But there's really no need in trying to kill them. You could just use the grapple hook to get the Chew Jelly from them. This guy, I don't know his name, but he'll always be pointing a telescope in a certain direction that'll give you an instance or a hint of something where you could go. So around Northern Fairy Island, I just need to make a mental note that there is a submarine over there. I want to go check that out later. You know, how foolish of me. It just totally dawned on me. I'm so sorry. I could probably get somebody to voice act the Great Fairies. I will get on that. In the meantime, we get a bigger wallet. You now carry more rupees. 1,000 rupees. That is very useful. Okay, so as you can tell by looking at them, their figure and form is much more suited well in this art style. She'll give us all the Great Fairies will, even if you come back here. There will be a bunch of fairies that you can catch in your bottle, or just use up to heal up immediately. I still don't like the fact that they just seem so bothered and sad by being trapped in that bottle, getting let out who's knows when, if at all. Anyway, I just equip my stuff just to make it easier as we head out. Okay, so now that we've gotten the extra upgrade that we needed while we were at it, let's go ahead and head over to Windfall. Actually, yeah, I need to get the map fish for this location as well, don't I? Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. Interestingly enough, you'll notice here as well, the fairy islands are shaped as hearts in whatever direction, with their, I guess you could say the top of the heart, facing the direction they represent. Yeah, Northern Fairy Island, so it looks like just like a regular heart facing upright or forward. And he's gonna give us another hint to the. It's one of those like chainmail missions. You'll understand when we get there. That we take care of later. Meantime, just sprint our way over to Windfall. Actually, no. This is funny. Now, I actually confused the direction for Windfall. Or actually, no, I forget. This has been a couple of weeks since I played this versus when I'm doing this post-commentary again. So, I don't know if I legitimately forgot whether or mistook this island for Windfall, which I think I did. So while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and get the Matfish location for it. This is another important location for a dungeon later, actually. So I figured, well, since I made a mistake, I might as well get the Matfish for this location. Yeah, see, I'm right above Windfall versus going right down over to it. This is Gale Island. And he'll probably tell us that there's, yeah, there's just a cave that you need a certain item to get into. So, yeah, it's another complicated chain quest that we're going to be taking care of when the time comes around. But in order to get a better boost of wind back behind our sail, we need to readjust things so we can finally head towards Windfall. Yeah, I see that ring of light just over there at the top right. Just go ahead and get it. Especially now that we can hold more rupees. We definitely want to start stocking up on these. All will become clear in time. Tickle. Overpricing. Anyway. So red rupees, not too bad. 50 rupees are very nice. Orange rupees, I haven't come across in a while, actually. But they are out there in those small rings. Any other or bigger rupee, which is only the silver rupee, will have those big treasure-like pillars of light. Okay, we're actually going to be coming up on the end here, because I don't want to make this part too long. So once we're done arriving at Windfall, I'll just go ahead and save it for the next segment as we get to this cutscene.
It is just as the postman
And
told
there's
us.
a pirate
The pirate ship has stopped here to avoid drawing the attention of the townsfolk. I know not what they are researching, but if they are hoping to get their hands on Jabun's sacred gem, I doubt they will tell you anything directly if you were to ask them. Link, I think you should try to find out what the pirates are up to, without them finding out about you.
Got it. Stealth mode. Okay, guys, and with this, we'll end this part in the return of Solid Link. Next time, this will be part 8 of our 100% playthrough of the Wind Waker. See you then.